Tension surfaced in the Supreme Court on Tuesday as objections interrupted the testimony of the prosecution witness, a deputy superintendent of police, in the 2020 Bridgeport incident, a St. Catherine shooting involving a police constable. Now, our reporter Carala Ramdeen has been covering the Klansman Trial.
The prosecution's 10th witness took the stand Tuesday, a deputy superintendent of police who was attached to the St. Catherine South Division in 2020. The witness told the court he was on duty on February 27, 2020, when a police constable came to the station to report a shooting in Bridgeport, St. Catherine. He said he traveled behind the constable back to the location. Upon arrival, the DSP testified he observed the scene and saw Spence casings within the perimeter. After determining the incident involved an agent of the state, he contacted Indicom, MID, and the JCF Area 5 Scenes of Crime Division to process the scene. He said the area was photographed and the Spence casings were removed and sealed by an Indicom personnel in the presence of a JCF member. The firearm used by the constable was also retrieved, sealed, and labeled by Indicom before being handed to him as the investigating officer. He told the court the weapon and ammunition was handed over the next day to a Portmore CIB officer with instructions for it to be delivered to the Institute of Forensic Science for ballistic testing. The DSP further testified that during his time assigned to the case, no suspects were identified. During cross-examination, the witness acknowledged he did not request an identification parade. He also said he could not recall the number of rounds involved, agreeing it was highly possible the figure could have been 10. He confirmed he saw the constable count rounds and said he would have been satisfied because they were checked in his presence. Attorney at law Paul Gentles, representing the accused Michael Wildman, Jerome Spike, and Owen Billings, attempted to question the DSP about details of a possible getaway vehicle. The prosecution objected. Gentles argued that establishing such details fell within the witness's investigative duty. He then asked whether the DSP received any information about a white Tita motor car linked to the incident. Again, the prosecution objected, arguing the question sought hearsay. Despite repeated attempts by the defense to reframe the question, objections were upheld each time. The prosecution maintained the line of questioning referred to information from a document not in evidence. The defense then sought agreement to have the document admitted into evidence, but the prosecution declined. Carala Ramdeen, CVM News.